Second goal for Cwmbran Town, Mark Smith, in the 26th minute.
I've been at this club now for about 15 years. So my son started when he was 9, so I took over coaching for his side. Then I took over as secretary about 5 years, 6 years maybe after that. And after Ian Greeny passed away, unfortunately. And I don't know what it is, it's just the passion of the club. It's just something around it, being part of the community as well, it's fantastic. You know, we play in this fantastic venue at Cwmbran Stadium, it's amazing. You know, it's the people around us as well. It's the thing of watching, you know, the youth and all that, and the children growing up and playing football and coming through the ranks. Our under-18 side, they're a fantastic side at the moment. You know, so watching that develop, knowing those children are going to go up and move up into possibly, hopefully, our first side, it's fantastic. It's a massive history at the club. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, it's kind of declined down.
When I moved down to Wales in early 2000s, you know, Cwmbran Town was a massive side then. Everybody kind of in the southeast area of Wales wanted to play for them. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of the pinnacle. You know, legendary manager Tony Wilcox, players. So it was always kind of that echelon that people wanted to reach. Played a little bit myself in the Premier League with Cwmbran Town for a short stint, so got history as well, and kind of come back from a management side as well.
Unfortunately, it's just gone down due to commitment to players, I believe, and then it's down to investments and stuff like that. So unfortunately, when all those things kind of leave, the club does fall down leagues, unfortunately. The majority of last season, we was at the bottom of the league. It was hard coming down here for the supporters, just to see that we were losing every week, and you could see morale being, you know, being dropped out of the club.
Well, that definitely should be a card.
I came in with the previous management team, and we came in just as sort of COVID hit, and we obviously lost a season, and I think that impacted all clubs, you know, in various ways. But it was a really difficult time for us, and the other part of the management team I came in with a couple of weeks before the season started, for one reason or another, they decided to leave. It had a catapult effect where players, then senior players, a core group of sort of 6, 7, 8 players, it was like dominoes falling.
We had no one, we had 2 goalkeepers, that was it as a squad.
Come on!
We did have one coaching staff, Wayne. He was the only guy here, Wayne Jepson, and fair enough to him, he come in. And he stayed. He said, I'm not going anywhere. He said, I'm in here for the long run. He was coaching 2 or 3 players at a training session. You know, it's hard. You know, even then, we were just asking people walking past, do you want to join in, just to have a kick around?
Just putting a call out on Twitter for players to come. You know, I was turning up on a Monday, Wednesday, a Thursday to try and do a training session with 5 or 6 new players. And it was literally at that point of like dragging them off the street, you know, getting them signed on as quickly as possible. We started our first game against Pill, a very good side, played them down here at Cwmbran Stadium. We lost, I think we lost 6-1. We had about 7 or 8 under-18s players playing, you know, 16, 17-year-old lads. Really good performance. And then the week after, there was a bout of COVID with the under-18s, and we were left literally with about 10 players to play Pill again. We started the game with 10 players. We finished the game with 7 players and lost 20-0. Probably the lowest point of anybody's football career. So that was kind of rock bottom. But, you know, it was that bad that we were literally at the point of nearly closing the doors on Cwmbran Town.
So we put a plea out, asking for help. If there was anyone out there would come in and help us out. So luckily for us, Darren Jones, he answered the plea for us. He then brought Dan O'Connell in for us, which basically saved our season.
I was in work and just scrolling through Twitter on my break, and I seen the advert out, so I just dropped them a message, and then I got speaking to Mark, the chairman. I think he was the secretary back then, and then I think once he kind of knew who I was and what I've done in my past. I think it was kind of not desperation, I'd say, but it was a strong ask. Please come and take over, because the club was not far from folding.
He was on holiday at the time, and it was one of those ones I thought, I can't let it go, because if we lose him, then we could be in trouble. So I was constantly hounding him. I probably could dig out some messages to find out what I was saying to him.
Well, I think there was probably a collective nagging him. Yes, a group of us. We needed someone to be that leader, to be that focal point.
It was a testing couple of weeks, because like I said, unfortunately he was on holiday. I would have probably met him at the airport if I had to drive him back,
11 games left. 11. How many points are last time I did? 33 points. The task ahead for the club to survive, it was huge. I watched the team lose 20-0 before I actually committed. But it was a massive job. Recruitment of players was the biggest task. It was tough. I had to pull on everybody I knew.
If it wasn't for Darren pulling on them, yeah, definitely I don't think we would have been here today. We would have gone down.
So when the kids are training the week, you think, oh, I'm going to go to play.
But we also need these people as well for better training times. Yeah. I've known Dan for a long time. He's a good friend of mine. We needed someone else to come in, more of a business-minded person.
So Darren had a chat with me and said, look, I've got a possibility of a gentleman called Dan coming in. Would you like to go and meet him? So we went down the Q Bar down in Newport, Dan's hotel. And from there, Dan's vision of what he wants to achieve at this club is the same as everyone. And I knew straight away that this was the guy that could help us. This guy could take us to the next level, back to where we want to be.
It was that fact that this is one of sport's great comeback stories, because here's a club that was probably within 48 hours of going out of existence after all these years, but was a club that not long ago had won the first Welsh Premier League. And with Welsh football so buoyant, it just seemed to me a terrible thing if Cwmbran Town went. So I wanted to do what I could to help. And when I did join and get involved, I was just struck by the camaraderie, the spirit, and really the fighting spirit of everyone involved to get this great club back to where it should be.
It's not just on the pitch, it's the voice off the pitch as well. It's the things that I don't know, the business sense side. He knows how to deal with people and deal with places like the stadium and stuff like that. He's been fantastic. And without him, yeah, he'd be a massive loss to this club.
We don't have any sponsors. We haven't got our own club house where we're, earning money from the beer sales and, the locals coming in. So, it is difficult to raise money. Nobody wants to hand any money over, but all these things cost. So, Dan is vital, really, for what he's done.
It's beautiful here, so beautiful this ground is. No longer can Cwmbran Town just have the right to be the best at it. You've got to earn the right to do it, and amongst that and firing that and fueling that is hard work and dedication and determination, and Mark's one of those characters who lives and breathes the club, and he's determined to get it back where it should be.
He is Mr. Cwmbran Town. Without him, the club wouldn't function. He takes on a lot. Yeah, I think it's in his blood.
Tell you what, this 90 minutes on Saturday takes it out of me. Especially when after 4 minutes your goalkeeper sent off. We've just equalised, just scored one, sorry, not equalised. Begin the second half. Nothing seems to be going our way at the moment.
Back in! Sheet! Get the sheet!
Darren being involved in Cwmbran Town is a big thing. He doesn't shout about it really, but this is a guy who has made 500 or 600 Football League appearances, played under countless managers, played against Man United in the FA Cup and all these things. And I think when you have someone who's learnt that knowledge over 18 years as a professional, it's an ideal person to have in the club because it lifts standards around the players and the coaches and everything else.
To know Darren, it's been a pleasure of mine. I've got to be honest, and part of why I've stayed at the club, because the support from him and the nagging off him at the beginning of the season for what he wanted, what he has seen, the vision of the club for him and Dan. You know, we're still working on it. We're still a long way to go, but I believe that we could get there.
I try and focus on the football rather than the history. You know, history's not getting us anywhere. So it's about the future and going forward and getting us back to where we should be.
One of the things that excites me about being involved in this great club is the long term. We want to win every game, and we're really disappointed if we don't. But there is a bigger picture. We want to get back to the top table of Welsh football, and when I say the top table, I mean the very top.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I would really love to see this club back at the top, and it'd be a massive boost for the area, massive boost for the club. You know, the club deserves to be back at the top. It really does.
You know, it's not going to happen overnight. I'm no fool, but with a lot of work off and on the pitch, I'm sure over the next few seasons we can, start climbing the leagues.
I think if we don't have that belief, then we probably shouldn't be here. That this is our role, this is what we want the club to achieve. There's no reason why. Phoenix rising from the ashes, hopefully.